This is the Biafra national anthem.
Thank you. Thank you, Biafran Liberation Army. Thank you, Biafran people. Thank you, the donors of the Biafran Liberation Army. Thank you to everyone that is making sure that the war chest of Biafra is not dry. Thank you to the lovers of freedom and to the haters of Biafra. Thank you and welcome those of you who are one Nigerianists, those of you who were longing for the head of my Prime Minister when the 2023 election shambles were ongoing. Thank you, those of you that were against us all the way from 2021 when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, when they had lobbied and used the politicians and the DOS members, AGO4, and his group of legal team to try to give amnesty and scrap ESN. Thank you to all of you that stood your ground and had your confidence in us. Thank you to all of you that trusted our PM and all the people that were working with him all the way from 2021. You did not know us physically, you were only seeing our faces on the screen. Thank you for having your trust in us since that time down to when we now metamorphose into a legitimate government where we now have an army that is fully legalized and can fight and defend the territory of our nation. I salute all of you that have joined us this evening, most especially the Biafran people, because this is your time of joy. It is your time of sitting back to laugh at the one Nigerians while they are crying of the hardship, while they are crying of the invasion by the terrorists, while they are crying of the hike in prices of commodities, while they are crying of fuel price, while they are crying of pure water not being available for somebody to buy and drink, while they are crying of Indomie, the price of Indomie skyrocketing, while they are crying of price of egg and onions and yam and rice and beans. It is time for you to sit back and laugh at them while you cast your self-referendum vote at the comfort of your home. Inside your toilet, you can cast this vote. Inside your car, you can cast this vote. On your bed, you can cast this vote. I tell you, there is another psychedelic manner you can cast this vote very majestically. Even when you're having good time, you're having fun with your wife and your husband and with your girlfriend or concubine, I tell you, you can cast this vote without any problem because it's just to put your head up like this and then carry your phone, press the button, press, 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 press. You have casted your vote, and then it is registered, and then the vote keeps counting. Thank you, Biafran people, for having confidence in the Biafran government in exile and de facto in the homeland. Thank you for trusting in the Prime Minister. Thank you because there has been a lot of ups and downs. Thank you because we have fought too many people to come this far. All the way from when MNK was kidnapped. Autopilot have fought and fought and fought. Today we are where we are. Today we have an army. Today we have a volunteer army that can fight to defend motherland. Now, while the Middle Beltans, while the Northerners, while the Yorubas, who have been writing rubbish about Biafra, while their Obas, four of their Obas, were beheaded in just 5 days. In a pace of 5 days, four Obas of Yoruba were beheaded by Fulani terrorists. And we have not seen them bring out all the Babalawo to kill Fulani terrorists with Babalawo voodoo. Within 4 days, so they killed four. So they were just like using one each day to sacrifice. Another one sacrifice, another one sacrifice, another one sacrifice. It has not even happened like this when they were massacring Biafrans. That they will massacre one Biafran Igwe today. Tomorrow they massacre another one, next tomorrow another one, next tomorrow another one. No! But in Yoruba land, your docility was shown when the Fulani terrorists came for your Obas. They did not start coming for your children and women. They came for your Obas. So send a very strong message. So that you wake up from your slumber and understand that when you are writing rubbish about Biafra, when you are turning the story upside down because of white and brown and yellow and dark envelope that is given to you, that the same finger that you point to the Biafran people, which is one, that the remaining four is pointing back to you. And now the ball is in your court. The die is cast, and the terrorists are in your lands. So now it's time for the Biafran people to sit back, cross their legs, cross their finger, and look at the way the game is playing out in one Nigeria. So as you all are crying of food hardship, Fulani invasion, blah 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 blah, blue 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 blue, like Jagaban will always say, it is time for all of you to go and look for Agbado. While you're going to look for the Agbado, Fulani terrorists will cut your head off inside the Agbado. We saw it long time before now. And then we called on all of you. Mazen Namdi Kanu saw it long before now. He started preaching in 2012. The message was going, and all of you were laughing. They said, this Biafra nonsense. They said, this Biafra Facebook country. They said, this Biafra Twitter country. This Biafra YouTube country. But MNK said, we are fighting a formidable array of enemies, both within and without. And they have paid and bought off many platforms. You people expunge us from Facebook, expunge us from YouTube. Anywhere you go, you block us. MNK will be on a live broadcast trying to create awareness. They will cut him off. Our PM, they disable his access to even have Facebook account again so that he cannot post anything. Now, we leave Facebook for them. YouTube today, they disable PM's identity. He cannot even have anything account on YouTube again. Bakaram. Did that stop the Biafra awareness? The more you try to bastardize the Biafran message, the more you are helping it to propagate and to reach a wider audience, because your stupidity is one to none. As you are suppressing the message, so are people getting curious of getting to know why you are suppressing this very message. What is it about this message or this identity or this ideology that you are suppressing? What is hidden inside this book that you don't want everybody to read? Curiosity. Now him be waiting kill fly when they won't bury human being. Curiosity want to know. Fly, they follow corpse. Because if they perceive something where they inside the casket, the thing they sent for his nose, fly where they follow am, he won't know wetin dey inside. He won't confirm wetin dey inside this casket. You people have been writing rubbish, turning everything upside down about Biafra. From 1960, Britain laid the BBC and the Premium Times of London to carry out the propaganda leaflets and blackmail and slander against the Biafran people while they were bombarding air, land, and sea and blockading everything. And they made effort for over 10 million children to die. Today in 2024, all of you are crying. Companies are pulling out of Nigeria. Today, this one will shut down. Tomorrow, this one will shut down. And the biggest one is that the shell, the slaughterhouse, the slave house, the slave company of Britain ran out of one Nigeria. Because we have come to open the Anyash bare. All the evil atrocities that they did to the Biafran people has been brought to limelight. This is not 1960, oh. This is not 1966, neither it is 1970s. But there is something we need people to understand. That the likes of Kaduna and Zoku and all the heroes and heroines of that time, they saw the same thing that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu saw, and then preach and call everyone to come. In their own time, being that they were the apex major generals, well schooled in military, they saw the jihad, the template coming up to their very eye. They saw how all of you will be massacred and butchered in broad daylight. Exactly what is happening in Benue today, exactly what is happening in the far north, in Kaduna, in Kano, in Borno, in Sokoto, in Benue, in Zamfara, in Niger State, in Lagos, that they have cut off heads of babies, women, and children of Yoruba extract today from the video that Koike Media posted. I am calling on all of you and asking you, Yoruba people, have you gone to use the voodoo or the Babalawo power that you have to kill the Fulani terrorists? Or are you busy writing publications against Mazen Namdekanu? Or are you busy sitting down in the studio analyzing how Mazen Namdekanu jumped bail? How he broadcasted and said that Nigeria will be worse than Somalia? Useless people. Dichochi. Mad people everywhere. You're targeting the person that is sending the message, but you're not targeting the message itself. You don't go back to sit and process the message and look at the message the person is saying. Is what he's saying the fact? Is it reality? Is it actually happening? No, because the message is coming from a Biafran. Because you hate to hear the name Biafra. They taught all of you in school that whenever you mention the name Biafra, it becomes a crime because it will go and puncture the wounds of yesterday, and it will make people to come back to start asking questions. So they say it should be expunged from your curriculums. Don't teach them history. Don't allow them to get to know about their memory lane, so that Okonkwo will not know how Nkosi was related to her. So that Effiong will not know how Adamu, that is from Benue State, was related to him or her. So that all of you will be fighting yourselves, while the Fulani terrorists will be the one to sit back to be telling you the story. Look at this one now. This is breaking news from the Daily Trust. Gunmen abduct 14 people in Kaduna daily. You see? As we are here now, that is the breaking news that just entered from this phone now that I just see the notification on Daily Trust. Gunmen abduct 14 indigenous people, predominantly Christians, from where? From Kaduna daily. Are people done looking for the head of Simon Ekpa? Are people done? No, continue looking for bounty now. Play, Owaneze was collecting the money and then placing the bounty. They placed $50,000. They placed $100,000. They placed 500,000. I say, eh? So we still have invasion in our own time again. Hey, sorry, please. I'm having flu. So the message here is very clear. Let the dance of the spirit continue. Mind you, the Biafran people are at war. We have been fighting this war systematically from 1970s coming down to this very day. They did not declare the war for you to hear it openly, but it has been happening systematically. Let me give you an example of the war that has been ongoing. Since 1970s, when they told you no victor, no vanquish, and we now surrendered, we let them to be. Since that time, the fear of Biafra emergence has been a top notch to one Nigeria. Still, the thought of it, how do we keep them down? We have to do what? Impose this roadblock on them. This is another systematic blockade. They will blockade your mind, they will blockade your brain, they will blockade your focus, they will blockade your going out and coming in, they will blockade your economy, they will blockade everything that you have to do. So as you are traveling from point A to point B in the entire Biafra land, starting from Oron, which is the riverine port that links you to Cameroon, and you cross with water and enter Cameroon. Coming down from Oron down to you now come and enter Cross River. Come down, come and enter Abia, enter Anambra, enter Enugu, enter Port Harcourt, enter Imo, enter Ebonyi, enter Bayelsa, enter Delta. All the places where they know that is predominantly Biafrans, they had to do what? Place roadblocks. So that the roadblocks will instill fear in you. They are afraid that if they let you loose and give you a safe haven, you will re-emerge Biafra again. So they had to use the fears. Then they did not just stop there with the roadblock. They make sure they now collect money from you with the roadblock on daily basis. So they see that after the genocide of 70s, that you are still being very industrious. You are still being very useful. Anything you touch, God is blessing you. After the genocide, they gave all of you 20 pounds. And all of them, they had everything in abundance. But yet, with 20 pounds, the Biafrans that were killed and remain are able to now become something today. And they started by doing what? Showing another how to trade. This one will start work, will carry this one and put, and this one will be working for him or her. After then, we will settle this one. The only people in one Nigeria that have taught other people how to raise money by serving Oga is the Biafran people. Maybe some people don't know that this is to the entirety of the Biafran extract. In my own part, it is the same thing. You serve your Oga, at the end of the day, you get settled. This is how we started becoming who we are today. And now, the enemy, the eye of the enemies are still against the Biafran. Oh, so even as we have tried to block them on the road, not to allow them to come up and become something, we even gave them 20 pounds. They are still becoming something. Okay. Let us now see a way of collecting those money from them by the roadblocks. Now, implement taxation on the road. This one is now different from the monthly taxation that you'll be paying to the government. Now, every police and army and air force, you must collect them money on the road as they are passing. So, if they work 10,000, you must collect 5,000. They will go back with 5,000. How will you buy fuel? Put for car. You bought fuel 2,000. At the end of the day, you now work and then you come out with 10,000. Police or air force, we don't collect you money from all the checkpoints. You will see like 100 checkpoints before you get to your house. And you'll be settling all the checkpoints. Settling all the checkpoints. When you calculate all the money, where you don't settle all checkpoints finish, you have spent like 8,000 just for checkpoints. How much is going on with you now at the end of the day? 2,000. From 10,000 that you saw in your hand. Oh. You see how they had calculated and see how to impoverish us? Even with the hard-earned money that we have made. Did that still stop Biafrans? No. We still forge ahead. And then, in 2012, they now hear the voice crying in the wilderness, calling on all Biafrans to arise, that there is need to arise again, so that the repetition of the jihad takeover, which Kaduna and Zoko and is like stopped, will not come to happen in our very before. We thank our supreme leader who made himself the vessel of honor to safeguard humanity. It's not an easy sacrifice for what he did, but people will come to understand in the nearest future. And then we thank our indomitable Prime Minister, whom God anointed to come in and stand and take us to the finishing line. Here we are. We preach. We preach. They call us names. Many of you have been called beggars, that you go to Facebook, you go to Twitter, you go to YouTube, you go to TikTok, and you are doing broadcasts and you're begging for money. Yes, we beg. We beg and we call on all Biafrans to bring all the money that they have to come and support the liberation. We beg and we call on them. While the 2023 election was about to start, in end of 2022, Yamufu invasion happened. They massacred Biafrans. And then we begged and called on all Biafrans. They came out in mass and then they brought money. Then we equip our men and then they went in to expose the terrorists and send them to the abyss. And surprisingly to you, while we were yet sitting down to plan of how we can gather money to fund our men to kill terrorists that are coming to kill our women and children in Yamufu, that is when you saw people like WIC, Waneze Ndipo, and all Igbo groups worldwide were coming together to ask us questions, to assemble us and to have a meeting and to ask Prime Minister, why are you stopping Obi from his chances of becoming the president? They were not asking questions about how are we going to join hands to expunge the terrorists that came to kill our children in the Yamufu. The next question you heard was, why are you the one killing our children in Yamufu? Because the federal government says you are the one. And then the foolish people now were putting it to our faces that we are the one. I say, eh? How can the people that are sacrificing in the bushes to safeguard their own people be the one to kill their own people? Today we are here now. The fight that started then is a victorious fight now. We won, we won, we won everybody during the 2023 elections. Where have they not carried the face of our prime minister to? What kind of blackmail and propaganda and slander has not been done on his name? They use both those inside IPOB and outside IPOB to carry out the propaganda and the blackmail. Brekete Family TV was used to make the global awareness, where every Nigerian now became a fan of Brekete Family. They watch and they enjoy. They say, yes, Simon Ekpa is the one trying to destruct or to corrupt or to destabilize the democratic process of what Nigeria. Today, who they carry face like vulture now? Is it Biafrans that are carrying face like vulture? Is it the prime minister that is carrying face like vulture? Or is it all of you that are enjoying the food hardship that are carrying faces like vultures now? Who are those protesting now and say, I don't want to be a Nigerian again? No, you will be Nigerian, no. By fire, by force, you will die a Nigerian. You will continue to answer Nigerian. Because Fulani don't use your brain, do voodoo. That is why, even when you have seen dead bodies of babies, dead bodies of women, pregnant women that they have cut the womb into two and they remove all the body parts in Benue. You see it in Makodi. You see it in Niger State. You see it in Zamfara. You see their bodies displayed in the far north. You cannot use that one as a point of context to be able to learn and understand what would have happened in your own community if not for the firepower of the Biafra Liberation Army. You see lifeless bodies of babies that don't know how to hunt flies. You see a baby that Fulani terrorists use knife to butcher the head. And you will ask yourself, which crime which this baby commits? Which crime this baby commits? The only crime the baby commits is that the baby was born of a non-Fulani parent. The baby was born inside one Nigeria. The baby happened to be born of a Christian mother and father. Because if that baby were to be a Fulani, they would not kill that baby. They would not use knife to butcher the baby. But because the baby is not a Fulani extract, they had to butcher the baby to pieces. Because anything that is not Fulani is an infidel to the Fulani Islamic jihadist ethics. Today, all of you are crying. NSAS protest came. You were protesting until when you heard that Biafran people have their hands in it and started being part and parcel of it. Most especially when you heard that our supreme leader was on the radio to ginger you people to keep the morale on. Hey, they say yes, IPOB have hijacked the NSAS protest. IPOB Biafrans are the ones in charge. They are the ones. Before you know it, they turn the whole thing upside down because you are looking for opportunity to feed fat on the blood of Biafrans. All the people that were killed, have they gotten justice? No. So please, what Nigerians, as you are going for the protest, remember what happened to you in NSAS protest. And we know that you are all foolish. So please, let your protest continue while Biafrans will be watching you from the TV. No Biafran should waste his or her time for any protest. What we are doing is the self referendum voting. That is our own protest. That is our own. The time to hit the street and make noise has come and gone. When Biafrans were hitting the street when they killed them in thousands, nobody came to their aid. When Biafrans were having meeting in Emene and in Mbah and in Obibo, where they invaded and then massacred them without any provocation, nobody came to their aid. Those that were massacred when we gave our support to Donald Trump when he just won the election, it was just mere jubilation that Biafrans jubilated in the streets of Port Harcourt. They ordered Nigerian army, police, and navy to shoot them at sight. They shot them and killed them. Izombe massacre is still fresh in our mind. Obibo massacre is still fresh in our mind. The one in Uli is still fresh in our mind. Iyala is still fresh in our mind. Osumungo is still fresh in our mind. Olu is still fresh in our mind. War is ongoing in Imo, and we are fighting war. So We don't have time for the distractions of protest. It has ever been a distraction. Protest doesn't work anything for Biafrans. Protest is for Nigerians. Let them continue to do their protest while we watch them on TV. During the elections, whether Oyedepo or Kumuyi, he said when he see that they are doing the electional campaign, that it is the same set of people that go for PDP campaign that go for APC campaign, and the same set of people that go for NNP campaign that goes for Labour Party campaign. Then somebody asks how. He said he sits down to watch them on television. That he sees that they hire the same people, they pay the same people money. They go to this rally, they go to this campaign, they do campaign for this candidate. Later they will go and collect money, they go for another one. Now, the message there is that the pastor or the GO said he watches them on television. But it is the same that the GO that will preach in the congregation that all of you should go and cast your vote. You should have hope in Nigeria. Nigeria will be a better place. Nigeria is coming to be tomorrow. Nigeria will be better. Buhari is the next savior. Tinubu is the next savior. Whoever God gives to this country, He's the solution. God has given us a new leader, and we need to follow the leader. It is the best. NNJ said, the leader, the position, whoever God has given us now, He's the best thing, is the best choice for the country. So we have to give our support to the person that God has given us as the president. You ask him how God came down from heaven to come and give him president. This God, he don't do suffer for the mouth of criminals, calling themselves pastors and prophets and bishops. Somebody will go and steal. After I finish steal, he could say, God, forgive me. It is God's will. You went to go and mastermind your criminality. That time you did not consult God and ask God, God, should I steal? Or God, should I not steal? You did not still wait for God to give you answer whether you should steal or not. You went ahead, you stole. After you finish steal, you go squander the money, they come catch you. Oh, it is the devil's handwork. Hey, now it no be God again, no. But when you were going, you say, God, protect me as I go and come back. But when they don't finally catch you, it don't become devil's handwork. Now, devil, now come be your God now. Now be your mentor. Now be the person where send you the message now. Chai, this your chi. This your chi. The people where they preach Bible, they sabi preach them for now. They turn everything upside down. For Obodo Yibo, churches now where people they get humanitarian aid. Where you don't have food, you go, they give you food. They give you clothing. They give you even financial assistance. They give you where to sleep and where to stay. They help you to get job. They help you to uplift you from your slumber. But in one Nigeria and in Africa, it is a business enterprise. In Obodo Yibo, the poor don't go and give money to the churches to accumulate from what the poor doesn't have. Instead, the poor goes to the churches and seek humanitarian aid. But in one Nigeria, it is the pastor that is preaching that you are a poor man, you want to get rich, bring the last tithe and offering that you have. Come and sow it as a seed and pay it to God. As you leave this place, you get a miracle job tomorrow. You will get a miracle husband. God will open the doors for you. Bring the last penny that you have, come and sow seed. And you will see them. Make it. They will be coming like bingo. They'll come like bingo, come like bingo. Some of them will go and carry the money that they have worked from Monday to Friday, which they were supposed to use to do contribution. They'll carry the money in the hope that miracle will happen. They'll carry the money, come and put in the basket. Bam. Pastor doesn't say the first one don't put. He said, yes, 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 yes. The miracle is working. The power of God is talking to me. That those of you seated at the back seat, that there is someone there that had an issue in the workplace, and this is what you have to do. You have to come and sow seed. You will be called upon to get back to work. The person that is planning evil against you at workplace, God will shame the enemy. All of you will shout, he said, you see one mumu will just run, stand up from back seat. She will put hand in her breast, remove the last 15 naira that she had. She will run, come and put in the basket. I'm telling you, the last 15 naira that she had, oh, then after the church, she will now start trekking home. Who did this to us? She will start trekking like 5 kilometers back home. She has used the last 15 naira that she should have used for transport to go and put for pastor that is a criminal who has collected his tithe and offering now. He's going to use that money to feed his own family. He's going to use that money to go and open business. So churches back home are the ones taking from the poor masses, ripping the poor masses off. Whereas in Obodo Yibo, the churches are giving humanitarian aid to the poor masses. The hardship, the Fulani invasion, the takeover, the destruction of lives and properties happening in one Nigeria did not start from Tinubu. Because we have seen many of you being so foolish. As a Biafran and as the Biafran media, what we do is that we fight everything that is fighting against Biafra. As far as Tinubu is seated there as the president of one Nigeria, he is the enemy of Biafrans. That is number one. Number two, our supreme leader is rotting in jail under his watch. If I am on duty in the military, anything that happens under my watch, I am to give account of it. Tifunubu is the one commanding one Nigeria now. Any prisoner of conscience, any Biafran, anyone in detention, he is to be held responsible. He has that veto power to carry pen and paper and say, release this man and cancel every allegations against him in court. Why has he done it to his brother, Omoyole Sowore? Why did he stop the extraordinary rendition of Sunday Igboho when they were to kidnap him and bring him back the same way they did to Mazen Namdekanu in Niger? Why? Why did he stop it? Why did he send Obasanjo? Do you even understand the games that these people played? Obasanjo, a former president of Nigeria, was the one that was sent to go and make sure they don't kidnap Sunday Igboho and bundle him as a criminal down to Nigeria. But Mazen Namdekanu, because he spoke Biafra. What did Sunday Igboho speak? Was he speaking Satan or was he speaking Jesus? Was he speaking Buhari? Sunday Igboho was speaking Oduduwa. So is it that Oduduwa no get power. That is only Biafra that has power. Make una explain give us now. Sunday Igbohu was speaking Oduduwa. And Oduduwa is a replica of the same freedom that the Biafran people are asking for. So why was his case treated differently? And why was that of a Biafran leader, a Biafran eye, a Biafran icon treated differently? So Tifunubu is our enemy as it stands now for the fact that he represents the interests of one Nigeria. Make no mistake to forget that Tifunubu was the one aiding and sponsoring and keeping APC Islamic Party for the past years that Buhari has been in power. Tifunubu was supposed to replace Buhari since, and Fulani terrorists were dribbling Tifunubu. They use him to play games, and Tifunubu said, I will stand, I will wait. With all the money that I have spent for the Fulani Islamic Party to come to be and to stand and to continue to implement the Islamic Jihad, I'll wait. Oh, if you people don't give me this president at the end of the day, hey, fire go gas, Yawa go deal. And then the same Tifunubu knows the secrecy of the impostor in Aso Rock that was brought in. So he has many secrets that he can use to open the nyash of the Fulani Islamic jihadists. Now, some of these things, now they make them no fit talk too much. Go put their finger for the eye of Tifunubu. But Tifunubu remains the enemy of the Biafran people. For as fact that as you represent the interests of one Nigeria. But there is something we want people to understand here. Tifunubu is a drug lord, fine and good. But for you foolish people calling yourself Nigerians, this hardship that you are crying now, this Fulani invasion that you're crying now, this cost of petrol that you're crying now and cost of kerosene, this cost of yam, indomie, onions, egg, rice, cassava, banana, plantain that you're crying of now. Tifunubu just enter. Oh. He never even do anything yet. Oh. Remember what he said? He said, I have come to continue from where the impost of Buhari stopped. But the reality is that the impostor Buhari had already sold out this your one Nigeria. They sold out your intestines to all of you that are still shouting one Nigeria. They sold it to Bill Gates with a contract. They used all the money and the assets and even the oil that is not even coming out from the ground yet. They use it to borrow money. That is why your currency was devaluated. They devaluated your currency so that they'll be able to pay back the loans that they collected. It was the condition that was given to the Islamic jihadist government of Buhari. So Buhari did a lot of damages to all of you. But you see, why the thing is becoming so degenerating now is that the Biafran government in exile, headed by our prime minister, has come to finger them and destroy them in total. The money that they were having and using and the hopes and aspirations of using to service the debt that they had collected, we have strangulated and blocked all the sources of those money. That is why you are seeing all these things happening to you people. When we say that the Biafran people owes the progress of one Nigeria, you don't believe in us now. In your Lagos, you're burning down properties and businesses of the Biafrans. As you're burning down their properties, they are not complaining. They are smiling with you. Yet, you are still the one complaining. This will not shock you. You they burn properties of people. You they expunge them come out from your land. You they kill them. You they destroy their money. But they are not complaining. Rather, you are still the one coming back to cry. So that means the people you destroyed their businesses were actually the one producing labor for you. They were actually the one producing food for you. They were actually the one holding your economy. They were actually the one making you to become who you are. Now that you're destroying their resources and everything that they have and what they've used to keep your economy on, who is losing it now and who is crying? Hey, you're still the one coming back to cry. You guys should continue with your nonsense protest, though, as Nigerians. Yes, anyone answering Nigerians, you are free to do your protest. Anyone that is a Biafran knows that we have gone past the stage of protest. Protest is never beneficial to Biafrans, and what we have now is a self-referendum voting. We've passed the stage of protest. We are casting our vote because we've already taken our decisions. And there is no one that is doing it for us. We are the ones doing it, and we are defending motherland because we are at war. A people fighting war will not leave the war and then go and hit the street and start carrying placards. Placards does not fight wars. No. The people coming are coming with armored tanks, AK-47, launchers, and all sort of RPGs. So what we do is that we go into the war council, we re-strategize, we come with a greater momentous power that will do what? Destroy the armored tankers, like we've done. Do we have armored tankers? We don't have, but we are destroying the ones that they brought. So Biafran people are at war and they have nothing to do with one Nigeria protest. Let their food hardship protests continue as they will protest for the Nigeria, while we'll be laughing and watching them on the television. Just like the bishop says, he doesn't go to the polling unit, his children don't go to the polling unit, but he will urge his church members to go to the polling unit so that they can go and die. Then he will sit back to watch them on television. So at this very time, the Biafran people will be the devil's advocate here. Yeah? We will sit down and be watching you on the television like the Daddy G.O. said. He watched you on the television after he must have sent you to go and vote. So, Nisiochi, one Nigerian is go and cast your madness protest. When NSAS 2020, what would they call this one? The other one was NSAS. This one now, they'll call it a food hardship. But SARS must still enter inside because they will kill many of them. So when they kill many of them, they will put SARS. Or is it the Tinubu that they will put? Or are they going to put a Buhari? Or are they going to put a Musa? Maybe they will put Musa because they are very foolish. Imagine now that Buhari destroyed their lives. Instead of them to go and look for Buhari now, they are looking for Emefiele. So that is how stupid they are. Buhari is the one that destroyed your lives as the impostor president. Instead of you to go and look for Buhari, you are not looking for Buhari, you are looking for Godwin Emefiele. Hey, God have mercy on these people. Pastor came out and said the Fulani invasion and the terrorist act needs prayer and fasting to be able to avert. I laughed. Somebody they carry AK-47, they kill people. You say may they go do prayer and fasting. All the Christian Association of Nigerian officials can that the ISWAB and the Boko Haram terrorists cut off their heads and hung their head on a spike. They all had Bible in their hands. They were all doing prayers. They all had olive oil in their hands. They all had chaplains in their hands. They all had miracle water and miracle ring on their hands. They had miracle handkerchiefs. They had the picture of Jesus worn on their neck. They were even the ones that spoke in tongues more than Enenche. They spoke in tongues more than even our Indaboski. Indaboski will tell you he has all the powers. The Sankobobo, the Daboskapa, the Tankababa, and Indaboska. So, with all this nonsense happening, let the morons continue with their nonsense protests. Dear friends, all you have to do is to continue to cast your vote and watch them on television. When you watch them, laugh. Just laugh and tell them, oh, wisdom is a principal thing. Because it is wisdom that the Biafran government in exile is using to do everything that is happening now. Above all, we have a mandate for our army to be fully functional and for them to continue to do that which they know how to do best, killing all the terrorists and sending them back to the abyss. You need to visit the website, please and please. Visit the website, visit the website, and go and make your donations. This is the humble plea that I need from every Biafran and every lovers of freedom listening to us from all over the globe. We have a mandate and a prerogative of making sure we fund the Biafra Liberation Army. And the demand is increasing day by day. Nobody will do it for you. You all have to do it yourselves. Ukraine and Russia, Israel, and the Hamas terrorists that you see today, and all the African countries that are in coups fighting to make sure they free their people. Yesterday, I read something where they said in Congo, where there is massacre ongoing, the foreigners are exploiting their resources in the midst of massacre that is ongoing. Can you see that? That is to tell you that the foreign aids don't come for your salvation. Instead, they come to pick what can benefit them. They will aid your massacre and then they stand back to see what they can pick out and go that will be to their interests. They were exploiting, while the women, babies, children were wailing on top of their voices as they got slaughtered. But the foreigners were busy exploiting the resources. So we have a duty to play, and Biafra is our religion, Biafra is our heritage. Our ancestors fought to defend Biafra. It is our own time. It is our own call to duty to wake up and stand. When they ask you, I don't know why Southeast and the Igbos and the Biafrans are keeping quiet over the economic hardship. Tell them that we are not distracted with their normal charade, that we have crossed the Rubicon and we are in Biafra self referendum 2022. And that not just it, we are yet in war. And what we do now is to listen very well to security tips. Think of how to kill the terrorists coming to kill us. Think of how to defend moral land. Think of how to raise money to acquire more weapons.
and think of how to support our men and women on ground, and think of the way forward and the next steps of what we have to do, and plan ahead of our convention coming up in 29 November to 3rd December 2024. And also looking up to our database system that will be unveiled in no time, which we will hear the amount for our ID card processing, where every Biafran will be proud to process his or her ID card and have an ID card that is called Biafran ID card. With all this information or our information intact, looking very beautiful and proudly accepted internationally. I thank you all, Biafran people. Let those that hear what the gospel of Biafra says. We're not going to have prolonged time because of the time differences in different locations now. It was just an update. Tomorrow or later in the day is another time where we gather. The message has been passed. Let the food hardship protests of One Nigeria continue because everything is working out to the emergence and the declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. Our self-referendum is still ongoing. Go and cast your vote and walk down to the website and put your tithe and offering for the Biafran people. Let me give you one challenge. If you have not donated in any way to the Biafran liberation, then you have not seen miracle. You have not seen miracle. I am challenging you that when you make a donation to the Biafran liberation through the website, that miracle that pastors have been deceiving you to say, sow seed inside church and pay tithe, that miracle that they have been lying to you, go and try it by donating $5 for a test. $5. Donate $5 today and then see the miracle that will happen in your business and in your work and whatever that you have been doing. Just go and try. We are telling you from experience. When you start supporting the liberation of Biafra, you will see how God will be opening ways for you. You see miracles upon miracles. You will see that your cistern will not dry and your fountain will never cease to flow. So go and give a trial and understand what we are saying. Our own no be the one way they talk for pulpit. They carry Bible, they lie you. As I dey talk now, so I no carry Bible, they lie. I just talk my own, pop and plain. But go and do it and then see the miracle of Chukwokike. Do you know why? Because we are fighting a just cause. We are fighting to defend humanity. We are fighting to defend Biafra. We are fighting to restore Biafra. We are fighting to stop the Sodom and Gomorrah of our own time, which is the Islamic Jihad, from taking over our women, our babies, our children and men and cutting off heads. We are fighting to make sure everyone that have a sense of humor feels what it means to be alive, feels what the democracy is all about, where your voices will count and your opinions will make sense, where what you sit back to think and invent will be useful and implemented in your society, where your resources will speak for you, where you will feel the dividends of democracy coming back to you, where your oil and gas, you will enjoy the dividends after it has been sold, where you will see developments playing out in your very before, where you will see and understand that America is not better than Biafra, that Biafra have everything it takes to be better than America. where you will see that people from America and UK and Europe and Asia and Russia will now be coming down to Biafra land for tourism. You have the best of tourist sites. Africa has the best of tourist sites, especially in Biafra land. But because of one Nigeria, they destroyed that foresight and they don't even allow anyone to understand what you can be using it to make out of. And Biafra is giving you hope. Biafra is giving you peace. Biafra is giving you open doors and breakthrough. Biafra is bringing your dreams to come true. Wake up and support Biafra. See you later in the day. Thank you so much. Continue to support our Prime Minister. Continue to support our men on ground. Now we dey here, now our government be this. We not agree for anybody. Thank you so much. I salute you all. Dewo.